Hello, Mr. Isaac, Mr. Lotus Property Solutions. Hey, so I told my guys to just basically, replicate the content. I normally, so I don't mind a real phone number. So here it is. I don't mind a phone number. This is not live to the public, of course. Yours is still there. Okay, huge difference, right? You a lot of bright white there. So what you want to do is you want the letters and stuff. So when you go to mobile, it works. So we're still going to optimize mobile. I didn't want to finalize mobile yet until we did this first test drive. Typically 4 to 6 is what we want here. So our process is one page, and we put a nice thing there. I would probably like to put a button there and make that button go across all of them. These guys, fasthomebuyers.com, I don't know, you might know them. They mostly do Fort Worth. Anyway, when you load their deal, this is on every single page. It doesn't matter where you go. Let me go to About Us. So, like every page, okay, this is About Us. It's a nice picture of them, that kind of thing. So, get the fast cash offers right up front, okay? So what I want to do is probably the same thing there. This button needs to go away because you won't see it on mobile, because mobile it'll cover everything up. We just want one button or one call to action, right? That just kind of came with the setup we had, but I was going to throw it out to you. Is there anything you think you might like? Because when you look at home, when you go to home, you scroll down, there's this section here, that's a block, and this is a block. This is all the written content you had over there. We just added some of the traditional REI photos that we have. This here, I want to move this up to the very top. Let's make it this section. I want it to be right underneath here. So on mobile, within 1.5 scrolls or within a scroll, you're already clicking the video. Does that make sense? And then we'll switch it to the video on the left and content on the right, because that way the video shows up first. Because when you go to mobile, whatever's on the left stacks on top of the right, and it makes it an elongated scroll. And we don't want that. We want people to get to it right away. So click to action right away, because if they find you in any form or fashion, just let them get to you. And that's a really cool, slick pop-up right there. You see that? Okay, so it's got property address, phone number. If you want to stick the name on there, we'll have to put one more line. Not a problem. So you can see the first page is just chock full of that written content, typically, about selling your house, right? And phone numbers are hot everywhere. There's your in a nutshell story. I do like this. I might need to read more of this a little bit. I just let them bring everything over and fashion it in kind of the sexy way we do. You do have a cool privacy policy, which would allow you to advertise with Google and also Google My Business page. And this is specifically designed just, legal mumbo jumbo for REI people and the content and information that you capture from that audience, right? It's really good to have, man, because it protects you as an LLC and an entity. But that was just, a little extra we threw in there. So when you get over here to our process, there's your step process, right? Cool pictures, cool, people, right? If you have photos of these interactions with clients, that's what we want. Like these guys, if you go here, that was one of the things, and I'll give you just a Dropbox channel. That was one of the things. So see, there's a video of them walking a house, and they talked about they've got read our testimonials right up front. So if you got testimonials, let's do it. These buttons go to certain actions, right? So they're here to help. But see, these are all real life pictures of them at real houses. You see that? So if you have, now I've got that chock full through their website. That's what you want for credibility, because a lot of this stuff right here, when we put it in there, it's quality and it'll be registered to your site, copyrighted, but it's hard to tell that that's real or not. I had some guys call me recently of a rehab dude, and they wanted me to check him out, and he's legit. There's no trash on him, but also his site is brand new, and so if he talked a bunch of noise about he'd done a lot of business, I don't know how when his whole setup is brand new and those pictures are canned pictures. Does that make sense? No testimonials, nothing. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this, for me, I'm just now reviewing this with you. I'm going to get this video up higher. And there's all that content. Let's go to why us. What is the value proposition? Oh, nice. They used a still shot of the video there. That's slick. I like that. So, why us? And that's that little graph or chart you had. That's kind of good. I see that on Carrot, similar stuff, and Propelio. They all kind of had something like that, a little grid, right? Why use a realtor versus us? Why us? There's a bunch of that. But that was slick, the guys that did that. I like that. About forbearance. Okay, so I stuck that in there. So this is one extra page that I gave you because that's coming up, and this is really good. Hey, a lot of people were able to do this. You can do the forbearance without, making payments and without having the legal and late fees, right, and going into foreclosure. But this is how it works. 6 months of forbearance at $2,000 a month, you owe this. If you got any issues trying to handle that or the bank doesn't want to work with you, why don't you give us a call, right? See, please fill out the form below for a no obligation consultation to find out the best option for you, right? And then bam, there it is, right? Pretty nice. Okay, so what I'm typically going to do is, it should be like a foreclosure section and a forbearance section. These really need to go together, but we'll usually stick it in some other place, right? Frequently asked questions. Let's take a look. Nice, that's a nice pick. The way we do frequently asked questions, they're like this, okay? So that way they pop open. Things are more condensed instead of this really long page with all this stuff on it. And then you can see what this is called is a sticky header or a sticky background, as we call that. The sticky header is this. It kind of floats with it until you scroll enough to make it move, right? Move up and then it stays there. But then we also have this background that's in the background that stays there. So any pics that you have, bro, that are good quality, let's upload them to the Dropbox channel, and then we can fill up your website with real customers and you. And everywhere the phone number, it's hot, so they can click to call no matter what page you land on. So if you did a campaign about forbearance or whatever, Facebook, wherever you made a message or you pumped out letters or you made calls to specifically that, you actually can refer them to, this page about hyphen forbearance, your website. And of course, this is the temporary website, temporary domain, excuse me. And that way you can get people to real content, right? You're speaking directly to them. Frequently asked questions, that's typically the modern mode that you want. So this adds credibility because it looks like the newer stuff today instead of all the canned stuff that's been out there for a while. Testimonial, man, that's sweet. He did that picture. I'm digging that. That's so good. So he did them full page. That is nice. So as you get more, these will break down to like one and they click the videos, and then the other box will be like pictures if you have big. So as you add your video library and add your photo library, we will make them a gallery, if you will, instead of overwhelming the page. But right now that looks pretty sweet. It looks pretty sweet. Okay, get in touch with us. That's nice, overlooking the city there. So there we go, nice big, boom. Okay, so there's the initial test drive. Everything's hot. The only thing I'm going to challenge my guys with, and better appropriation, or what we call a reiteration of the logo. This is appropriate because it transcends into the mobile and desktop. We're able to maximize the size of it without distorting the view of it. Just a couple things I think I want to do and that I'm going to recommend. But other than that, looks pretty sweet. Ready to go. The phone number's up there, hot live. We typically put the phone and email icon, and on mobile, people can just touch that, right? Menu's always going to be dropped out dead center of the phone for, mobile right hand or left hand users. Predominantly, it's a right hand user. Even left handers use a lot of right hand on mobile. This thing here just takes me to this page right now, which is, sell your house. And that's kind of like a hidden page in here. So what we want to do is I'm going to shorten this menu a little smaller, and what you'll do is you'll find about forbearance and other things underneath us, and it'll be lit up like there's more to it, right? As you go over it. So I think we're pretty clean there. I think we're pretty clean. We took a lot of your written content. It's really about the photos, the pictures. The only thing you could do differently is that if I had a BBB, and I know there's not one, if there's a Facebook page, let's link some social medias, but I know there's not a Facebook page, so we might need to create one. But really, the best thing going to do is those videos as testimonials and content, right? The pictures. So I can pretty much snip this up, transfer the domain. That means the other ones will go. The other Lotus, this Lotus site will go down once when I point this domain to the new site. Okay. So if you want to switch this one over to a temporary domain on Propelio, you can, but we'll need the main domain to capture all that traffic and flow to the main site. All right. Your comments, questions, thoughts. Appreciate it, man. It's Friday, 2:30. Thanks.